In the previous video, we have explained what a value proposition is. Now, in this video, I will explain you how easily you can create your own value proposition. And in order to create your value proposition, we will be using the FAB worksheet. Oh no, FAB does not stand for fabulous, but for features, advantages, and benefits. You have access to this worksheet, and you will be using it for creating the value proposition for the final assessment. This is how the worksheet looks like. Each row represents a feature of your product. The more complex the product, the more rows you will have. I'm going to explain exactly how the worksheet works, but I would like first to focus on the first three columns: feature, advantage, and benefit. Let's take the example of a knife to explain feature, advantage, benefit. So one of the key features of a knife is that it's made of stainless steel. This is a feature. What is the advantage of stainless steel? It means that the knife will not corrode, it will not become rusty. So then what is the benefit of that advantage? It means that it will allow the consumer to save money by not needing to buy a new knife every year. And I would recommend you to always start the benefit with that "it allows me" part of the sentence. This will help you to always think about what the customer gains from using that particular feature. Now to look at another example, let's talk about coffee. Coffee from Nespresso here. So one of the features they have is the pure and lightly roasted Arabica beans. So what is the advantage of these Arabica beans? One advantage is that it provides caffeine. But then what is the benefit for that? It allows, or it gives me the energy for the day. It allows me to get started. If I wake up in the morning and didn't have my coffee, I'm not really functional. So that's one of the main reasons why I drink coffee. But now we could also argue that I don't only drink coffee just for the caffeine's sake. It's possible that I actually drink coffee also for the taste of it. So purely and lightly roasted Arabica beans might mean that the coffee tastes much better. So what is the benefit of better taste? It just makes me feel much more satisfied in that particular moment, which again, in the beginning of the day, ready to go to work, I want to be full of energy and satisfied and ready to work. And that's one of the reasons why I drink coffee. Now, let's explain you how the entire worksheet works. And for that example, I would like to take the iPhone 8. So a smartphone or an iPhone have lots of features. So it would be almost impossible to go through all of them. So I've decided, for the sake of this example, to just use the storage. So the iPhone 8, the basic model, comes with 64 gigabytes of storage. People don't really care about storage. I'm sure you're thinking, yes, I do care. I want my phone to have a lot of storage. But you do not care about storage just for the sake of storage. The reasons why you like the storage is you can put a lot of stuff onto your phone. For example, you can store up to 32,000 songs with that amount of storage. That's a lot of music. What's the benefit really to have that? So one of the main benefits, it allows me to always have any song I want anytime. So BI. BI means benefit importance. How important is that benefit to the consumer? If it is very, very important, you would give it a 5. It was quite unimportant, you would give it a 1. So here, for example, having songs, be able to listening while going to work, while going to study, very important. I gave it a 5. So now, what is the need, the desired state, the motive that this particular feature fulfills? So you can use Maslow's pyramid as an example, or you can always look at the motivations of people. So typically, why do they need music? For fun, for entertainment, for passing the time. Now, of course, Apple and the iPhone is not the only one who offers that amount of storage. You have a lot of smartphones who offer maybe even more. And I've listed here 2 of the direct competitors of the iPhone 8. And then we move to the next column, which we're talking about the differentiator from 1 to 5. Now again, here you're looking at how better you are than your competitors. If you're much better, much unique, you give yourself a 5. If you're weaker, you give yourself a 1 or a 2. If you're quite similar, maybe you give yourself a 3. So here, for example, for the iPhone, I've given it a 2. Because compared to the direct competitors, Apple is a little bit stingy in terms of offering storage. And then we come to marketability. So marketability is the multiplication between the benefit importance and the differentiator. So 5 times 2 makes 10. And I'll explain later why this score is important. Let's have a look now at a hospitality example. And in order to do that, I will take the Coffee Beans, which is our coffee shop on SHMS campus. So we're not going to look now at all the features, but a set of features together, the decor, the design, and the music, that together create a nice atmosphere. So what benefit does the atmosphere create? It gives a nice space for the students to meet and relax and talk between classes. How important is it? I would say it's rather important because students need a place outside of the library, outside of the classroom, outside of the cafeteria to meet and discuss. And what is the need that actually this benefit delivers? It's a social need. Students want to meet their friends. There is a restaurant nearby where students could go as well to relax and meet their friends, but it's a little bit further away. The atmosphere is not as nice, especially for morning or afternoon coffees and drinks. Therefore, Coffee Beans being better, I would give it a score of 5. So now looking at the marketability, this gives a total score of 20. So doing only one feature is not enough. You should do all the features of the product that you're analyzing. So this is the full fab of the Coffee Beans, looking at most of the features that are available. Now, I do not want to go through each single feature, but I want to go over the features that have achieved the highest marketability, which are the location, which allows students to get a coffee very quickly between classes, the different types of coffee, which again provides caffeine and energy, different tastes, make students happy in the moment, and the decor, design, and the music, which create that atmosphere and that nice place to meet, as we just discussed. And this is the idea between the Fab worksheet. You want to highlight the most important features, which are the most important to your customers and for which you are the best. And combined together, it shows you which are the features on which you should be focusing your communication. And not only the features, but of course the features and the benefits. So for example, here, talking again about the decor, design, and music, and talking about Coffee Beans being a great place to meet. Therefore, later on, when we want to communicate to our target markets, on Instagram here, for example, we're not talking about the features so much. The coffees are here, we can guess the Coffee Beans bar in the background, that's where the customers or the students are. But what we're really highlighting with that post is the fact that students meet, happy, to be in a good mood, having a coffee, chatting together. And by doing that, we are promoting, we are communicating about one very important feature / benefit of our bar. And this is really the purpose of that exercise. After you finalize your Fab worksheet, it's time to summarize all the key elements down on one page. You can write a value proposition statement, create a visual, or write down bullet points. It can even be a mix of the above. The format does not matter that much. What is important is that your value proposition explains the main benefits that your customers will get when they buy your product or your service. This is the format that I propose you to write down your value proposition. You take all the elements identified in the Fab worksheet and you summarize them here in those 4 quadrants. First quadrant, you will illustrate all the key features available by your product. And these key features will provide the key benefits that your customers will gain out of it. And those key benefits will solve the key customer's problem. And looking as well at the price element of the value equation, which is how much customers are ready to pay and how much does the product cost in comparison to direct competitors, which completes the 4 quadrants. Illustrated here in green are the elements on which you should really focusing on when creating your communication plan. I have then tried to do the same for coffee beans as we finalized the FAB worksheet. So we have the features identified here, which will provide these key benefits to our customers, solving their key needs. And looking at that, we are actually at a price level that is even cheaper than direct competitors. And then what you can also do is have a little summary worksheet in the middle in one sentence. What is the value proposition of the product? Here, a great place to meet and socialize with friends while having a delicious drink. Now, as you can see, there's nothing fancy about this value proposition. There's no fancy word. There is no slogan. It is just trying to summarize into one page all the key information about your product in terms of feature, benefits, needs, and so on. With this page, then, what you do, it will help you to create your Facebook page, your Instagram account, your poster ads. It will give you a slogan. It will give you all the visual elements that customers will see, which will all be based on that particular value proposition. And in order to finalize this lesson, I would just like to bring you one more element, which is also very important to remember: communicating your value proposition. Little trick is when you communicate your value proposition, whether it's on your website, on your brochure, on your Facebook page, a cover page of your Facebook, your Instagram post, on your Pinterest page, and so on, what you don't want to do is to just show the features. Don't just show the beach. Don't just show the room. Don't show the restaurant, the empty bar, the empty product. You want to show people using it. Because if you show people in the picture, you are illustrating benefits. If you just show an empty beach, you're just showing your product and your features. And remember, customers don't care about your product. They don't care about your features. They care about how the product solves their problem. So show them. Another example here, Ritz-Carlton advertisement, talking about Las Vegas Ritz-Carlton. They don't show anything about the product. You barely see the bed, but you see the pleasure that people have together passing a romantic moment. Again, here, the spa of the Club Med. You don't really even see the spa. The spa is not floating in space, but you see how people are happy and satisfied with it. Another one, which I think is brilliant, businessman that must be very, very busy, and you don't see anything of the hotel at all. You barely see anything, but you see a man that is relaxing. And you can imagine that he's very busy, but here he comes and he forgets about everything, which is really his desired state, which is really the benefits that he wants to acquire. And that's what this ad shows brilliantly. What does it mean for you? It means that you will do the exact same thing. You will try to identify from the case study all the features of the hotel. You will complete the FAB worksheet analyzing what each feature means, and then based on that identify the most important feature, which will then help you to create your value proposition statement or completing the 4 quadrants sheet. After you have identified what makes the Oxygen Hotel so special and unique compared to its direct competitors, you will be then using this information in the rest of your communication plan. I hope you understand the topic and now you're ready to create your value proposition statement, really trying to identify what makes the Oxygen Hotel so special and so unique. Good luck and good continuation.